Today, we're going to explore some of the most valuable coins in U.S. history. The top 5 5-cent Jefferson Nickels from the United States of America. United States. We'll take a look at their current market values, famous minting errors, and special conditions, including rare silver wartime nickels, and those with unique color shades that have made them standout treasures in the world of coin collectors and investors. These rare Jefferson Nickels aren't just pieces of American history. They're also some of the most valuable and sought-after coins collectors are chasing today. So, if you're a coin enthusiast or someone who appreciates the beauty and significance of American currency, this video is definitely for you. Welcome, everyone. Let's get started with our first rare and valuable Jefferson nickel. The 1943 P. Jefferson Nickel stands as one of the most fascinating coins in American history, a coin born not merely of metal, but of war necessity and innovation. It carries within it the echoes of a nation battling on multiple fronts during World War II, when even the smallest denomination became a tool of patriotism. This coin, struck with a bold P mint mark above Monticello on its reverse, is no ordinary nickel. It's a wartime silver alloy coin, a relic of resilience, and today, one of the most desirable treasures in the numismatic world. Its value isn't measured by its 5-cent face, but by the legacy of sacrifice, ingenuity, and rarity it represents. When America entered World War II, every ounce of material mattered. Nickel, a critical component in coinage, was also essential for armor plating and weapon manufacturing. The U.S. Mint faced a dilemma: how to continue producing nickels for commerce without depleting the nation's strategic resources. The solution came in the form of the war nickel, minted from 1942 to 1945. The metal composition changed dramatically. No longer 75% copper and 25% nickel, but a unique blend of 56% copper, 35% silver, and 9% manganese. The 1943 P was among the very first to carry this new identity, and it gleamed with a soft, silvery tone that set apart from any nickel before it. The Philadelphia Mint, which had never before used a mint mark on Jefferson Nickels, introduced a large P above Monticello to denote its origin and to signal that this was a coin of wartime composition. This was a historic first, the first time the P mint mark appeared on a U.S. coin. To collectors, this makes the 1943 P. Jefferson Nickel not just rare, but revolutionary. It's a coin that broke tradition and introduced a symbol that would later become a permanent fixture in American coinage. That tiny letter carries enormous historical weight, forever linking the coin to a moment when the mint itself joined the war effort. The design of the Jefferson Nickel, created by Felix Schlag in 1938, gained new depth during these years. On the obverse, Thomas Jefferson's strong profile faced left, dignified and calm, an embodiment of democracy in a time of turmoil. On the reverse, Monticello, Jefferson's home, appeared as a symbol of intellect and idealism. But under the 1943 P coin's wartime silver surface, those familiar images took on a deeper meaning. They became reminders that America was fighting not only for survival, but for preservation of freedom, knowledge, and justice, the very values Jefferson stood for. Many people who held this coin in their hands during the 1940s did not realize its uniqueness. They spent it on rations, newspapers, and letters to loved ones overseas. Yet, unknowingly, they were passing around a piece of silver that would one day be recognized as a national treasure. The 1943 P. Jefferson Nickel was literally part of America's war effort. Every coin struck from precious metals freed up nickel for the tanks, aircraft, and ships that defended liberty around the world. Each one was a silent soldier in the fight for freedom, carrying its value not just in currency, but in contribution. Today, the 1943 P. Jefferson Nickel shines in the eyes of collectors as a coin of dual beauty and history. Its silver content alone gives intrinsic worth, but its rarity and high-grade condition transforms it into a true gem. Over time, most of these coins circulated heavily, suffering wear and tarnish. But the few that remained unscathed, those stored away in mint rolls or preserved in original sets, now command staggering prices. A flawless 1943 P in mint state 67 or 68 with full steps, meaning the architectural details of Monticello are perfectly struck, can sell for thousands of dollars. Even more alluring are the rare error coins that emerged during production. Some 1943, P nickels were accidentally struck on old copper planchets instead of the silver alloy, creating one of the rarest mistakes in U.S. coinage history. Others displayed double dies, die cracks, or planchet flaws, making each a one-of-a-kind piece of wartime artistry. To find one of these in your pocket change today would be nothing short of miraculous, an instant fortune hiding in plain sight. What makes the 1943 P even more valuable, however, is its symbolism. It represents a period when American industry transformed overnight to meet global needs. The U.S. Mint wasn't just producing coins, it was contributing to victory. And the people who used those coins were part of something larger, a nation unified by purpose. When you hold a 1943 P. Jefferson Nickel, you hold a piece of that shared determination, a relic of courage and sacrifice. Collectors often describe the coin as having a soul, a sense of presence that transcends metal. Its silver shimmer carries with a whisper history, as though the voices of those who lived through the war still echo through its shine. For many numismatists, the 1943 P is not just a collectible. It is a tangible connection to the greatest generation. Its weight feels different in the hand, not just because of its metal content, but because of the emotion and meaning embedded within it. The legacy of the 1943 P. Jefferson Nickel continues to grow as time passes. It has become a centerpiece in collections, a conversation starter, and a symbol of resilience. In today's coin market, where trends come and go, the 1943 P stands unshaken, a coin whose story never loses its power. Its combination of rarity, history, and beauty gives it a near-mythical status among investors and historians alike. And so, if by chance you come across a 1943 P silver Jefferson nickel, take a moment to truly look at it. Its surface might be worn, its edges faded, but beneath that lies a story of a nation that refused to surrender. Don't spend it or overlook it. It may be worth far more than its face value. It could be your doorway to immense fortune, but even more, it's your connection to a time when even the smallest coin helped build victory. This nickel, born of silver and sacrifice, is proof that greatness often hides in the humblest of forms, and that within the right hands, even a 5-cent coin can hold the power to change your fortune overnight. Next up, the 1944 P. Jefferson Nickel is one of the most fascinating coins ever struck by the United States Mint, an artifact of history, a product of wartime necessity, and a glittering symbol of American resilience. At first glance, it might appear to be just another 5-cent piece, small and unassuming, but beneath its surface lies a story of innovation and national unity. This coin, born from the fires of World War II, holds within its silver heart the echoes of an era when every ounce of metal and every hand that labored mattered. To collectors and historians today, the 1944 P. Jefferson Nickel is far more than a coin. It is a tangible reminder how even the simplest object can reflect the spirit of a nation under pressure. When the world was engulfed in war in the early 1940s, America faced unprecedented challenges. Every material, from rubber to steel, was redirected toward the war effort. Nickel, a vital component of armor plating and military equipment, became too valuable to use in everyday currency. The U.S. Mint was forced to act swiftly, replacing the nickel metal in the 5-cent coin with a wartime alloy that included 35% silver, 56% copper, and 9% manganese. Thus, the Silver War nickel was born in the 1944. P is among the most iconic of this heroic lineage. The Philadelphia Mint, responsible for striking this coin, marked it with a bold P Mint mark placed proudly above Monticello on the reverse side. It was the first time in history that a P had ever been used on a U.S. coin, signaling both the change in composition and the pride of a nation in its wartime contribution. This simple letter became a badge of honor, a silent proclamation that America was adapting, innovating, and uniting to win the war. Even today, that mark gives the 1944 P an air of distinction and rarity, reminding collectors that this coin represents a turning point in numismatic and national history. The design of the Jefferson Nickel, created by Felix Schlag in 1938, was already a masterpiece of simplicity and symbolism. The obverse bore the calm, wise profile of Thomas Jefferson, one of America's greatest minds and a champion of liberty and democracy. The reverse displayed Monticello, Jefferson's home, a serene image of architectural balance and intellect. Yet, during the war years, those familiar images gained new depth. They became emblems of endurance and intellect guiding the nation through chaos. Every 1944, P coin carried that deeper meaning. Jefferson's face, now standing for the ideals America was defending on battlefields across the globe. Each of these nickels tells a story of transformation. Millions were struck, but none were ordinary. Each carried silver, a metal once reserved for dimes, quarters, and half dollars. The U.S. Mint had turned an everyday coin into something precious, something noble. It wasn't just about money. It was about contribution. Every 1944, P. Jefferson Nickel minted meant more nickel available for tanks, ships, and aircraft. In a sense, this 5-cent piece became a soldier in its own right, a small but vital participant in the war effort. Over the decades, most 1944, P nickels circulated heavily, their silver luster fading as they changed hands in a recovering post-war economy. But a select few survived in pristine condition, carefully preserved in mint rolls, tucked away in drawers or forgotten in old collections. These untouched survivors are now among the most valuable nickels in existence. In mint state 67 or higher, the 1944, P can command incredible prices, particularly those with sharply struck details known as full steps, where every stair of Monticello is crisply defined. A coin like that can transform from 5 cents into thousands of dollars overnight. The allure of this coin is not just its metal content or condition. It's the mystery and rarity that accompany it. Some 1944, P nickels show unusual minting errors, such as double dies, repunched mint marks, or off-center strikes. These rare mistakes make each coin even more unique, turning a common collectible into a once-in-a-lifetime find. To discover one of these errors is to uncover a buried treasure, a fragment of history forged imperfectly in a moment of national urgency. What makes the 1944 P. Jefferson Nickel so captivating is the way it bridges the past and present. To hold one in your hand is to feel the weight of history, the tension of war, the unity of purpose, and the quiet triumph of innovation. The coin's silver surface gleams with the resilience of a country that turns scarcity into strength. It whispers of factories working around the clock, of families rationing for victory, and of a government that knew even the smallest coin could play its part in something larger than itself. Collectors often describe this coin as having a soul. Its value isn't just monetary. It's emotional, historical, and patriotic. The 1944 P nickel has a presence, a quiet dignity that draws you in. It carries the fingerprint of its time, the mark of a nation that persevered. And because silver tarnishes differently than nickel, these coins often develop beautiful tones, soft golds, smoky blues, and violet hues that make each piece visually unique. Every one tells its own story through its patina. It's where its imperfections. In the modern coin market, the 1944 P. Jefferson Nickel stands as a crown jewel of wartime coinage. It embodies both rarity and resonance. As prices for historical silver coins continue to rise, this humble nickel becomes increasingly precious. Its worth has already grown beyond its metal. Now it is art, history, and heritage combined. A coin like this can indeed change a person's fortune overnight, not merely because of its price tag, but because of the story it carries and the awe it inspires among collectors. If you happen to find one of these coins in your possession, treasure it. Don't spend it, don't overlook it, and don't underestimate it. You're not just holding a piece of silver. You're holding a fragment of America's past, a coin that tells a tale of courage and creativity in the face of war. It's proof that greatness can come in small, unexpected forms. The 1944 P. Silver Jefferson Nickel is a timeless reminder that even in moments of crisis, innovation and unity can forge something extraordinary, something that, decades later, still gleams with the power to change fortunes and inspire dreams. Next up, the 1995 P. Jefferson Nickel may seem like a small and ordinary piece of pocket change, but beneath its copper nickel surface lies a fascinating story that bridges modern minting technology and the enduring legacy of American coinage. While it doesn't gleam with the silver of wartime nickels or the golden hue of commemorative issues, this coin represents a turning point in numismatic artistry, a piece of metal transformed into history, value, and potential fortune. To those who understand its subtle beauty, rare variations, and its place in the grand story of the Jefferson series, the 1995, P nickel isn't just worth 5 cents. It could be the beginning of a collector's dream, the spark of a treasure hunt that could change one's fortune overnight. The Jefferson Nickel series began in 1938, when sculptor Felix Schlage's design was chosen to replace the long-running Buffalo nickel. Schlage's design captured the noble profile of Thomas Jefferson, one of America's founding fathers, on the obverse, while the reverse featured Jefferson's beloved estate Monticello, standing as a symbol of intellect, freedom, and innovation. For decades, the design remained largely unchanged, but by the 1990s, minting technology had reached a level of precision that allowed even finer details and more striking brilliance. The 1995 P issue from the Philadelphia Mint benefited from these advancements, resulting in some of the sharpest strikes and brightest finishes of the Jefferson series to date. What sets the 1995 P. Jefferson Nickel apart is not just an artistry, but the hidden treasures that lie within its variations. Although millions were minted, a tiny fraction left the presses with errors, double dyes, or unusual planchet compositions, creating pieces that collectors now hunt with passion. These minting anomalies, caused by mechanical misalignment or dye deterioration, transform ordinary coins into rare masterpieces worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. One such example is the double dye obverse variety, where Jefferson's portrait or inscriptions appear slightly doubled, creating a ghost-like shimmer that sends collectors into a frenzy. The Philadelphia Mint, with its P Mint mark, has always carried an air of prestige. Being the first and oldest U.S. mint, it has produced some of the most historically significant coins in American history. The 1995 P nickel continues that legacy, crafted with care, minted with modern technology, and distributed nationwide during a period of economic stability and transition. While the metal composition remained copper nickel, a few rare experimental strikes and toning anomalies have been rumored to exist, giving rise to the myth of the silver-like 1995 P nickel. Some collectors believe these pieces were struck on planchets meant for other denominations, giving them a distinct silvery appearance and, consequently, an astronomical value in today's market. What gives this coin its magnetic appeal isn't only the metal, it's the mystery. The 1990s marked a quiet renaissance in U.S. coinage, with collectors turning renewed attention to modern issues. The 1995 P. Jefferson Nickel emerged during this wave of rediscovery, when hobbyists began searching pocket change for hidden treasures. Many of them stumbled upon nickels with brilliant luster, sharp steps on Monticello, and mirror-like fields, coins graded as full steps FS by numismatic standards. These full steps nickels are the holy grail of Jefferson series collecting, representing perfect minting execution and commanding breathtaking prices at auctions. For those fortunate enough to find a pristine 1995 P full steps nickel, the reward can be staggering. While millions of coins are produced, only a few survive without the faintest nick, scratch, or weakness in strike. These survivors, protected by time and luck, are now graded and sealed in protective holders by professional services. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything, and for this coin, perfection means power. Some specimens have sold for thousands, transforming small discoveries into stories of overnight fortune. The 1995 P nickel also represents the end of an era. Within a decade, the Jefferson Nickel would undergo a dramatic redesign to celebrate the Lewis and Clark expedition, and Schlage's original vision would fade from circulation. That makes the 1995 P one of the last true heirs of the classic Jefferson design before modern reimagining took hold. It's as if this coin serves as a farewell letter to a simpler time, when the face of a founding father and his home stood unchallenged on America's 5-cent piece. Collectors treasure the sense of finality, the feeling that the coin captures the closing chapter of a timeless design. Even beyond its technical qualities, the 1995 P. Jefferson Nickel carries a quiet symbolism. It reflects the perseverance of American ideals, the enduring relevance of Jefferson's vision of liberty and intellect. Its metallic sheen, though humble, glows with the strength of a nation that continues to innovate while honoring its past. Each time you hold one, you hold a reflection of continuity, a bridge between the coinage of the past and the technological precision of the future. Over time, these nickels have developed beautiful natural toning, with hues of gold, violet, and blue rippling across the surface. This toning, born from years of interaction between air and metal, transforms each coin into a one-of-a-kind work of art. Collectors prize these naturally toned pieces for their individuality. No two are ever alike. Some exhibit breathtaking patterns that make them look as though they've been kissed by light, adding layers of beauty and mystery to an already fascinating coin. In today's coin market, the 1995 P. Jefferson Nickel is steadily gaining recognition among modern coin enthusiasts. As collectors search for high-grade, sharply struck examples, prices continue to climb. Auction houses have witnessed spirited bidding wars over these coins, particularly those graded MS-67 or higher. What was once just a common piece of pocket change has evolved into a sought-after collectible, a testament to how history and craftsmanship can turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. And so, the 1995 P. Jefferson Nickel stands today as a symbol of possibility. It reminds us that great fortune often hides in plain sight, in the coins jingling in our pockets, in the small moments we overlook. This coin may not shimmer with silver or gold, but its story, its artistry, and its scarcity make a treasure of immeasurable worth. If you hold one, don't spend it. Study it, cherish it, and recognize it for what it truly is, a piece of America's legacy, a coin with a quiet power to change your destiny overnight. In a world where rarity meets history, the 1995 P. Jefferson Nickel proves that value isn't always measured in ounces of silver or gold. It's found in meaning, memory, and the enduring beauty of craftsmanship. This coin, unassuming yet magnificent, carries a promise of discovery, the thrill of collecting, the chance, just maybe, to turn 5 cents into a lifetime of fortune. Next up, the 1989 D. Jefferson Nickel stands as one of the most fascinating and mysterious issues of late 20th century American coinage. At first glance, it might seem like an ordinary piece of change, just another 5-cent coin jingling in a jar or lying forgotten in a drawer. But beneath its modest copper-nickel surface lies a story that stretches across decades of minting history, technological evolution, and quiet legend among collectors. This coin, minted in Denver in 1989, carries with the proud heritage of the Jefferson Nickel series, yet also whispers of hidden value, rare variations, and even tales of silver-like compositions that can make an unsuspecting owner a fortune overnight. The Jefferson Nickel has long been a cornerstone of American currency since its introduction in 1938, when it replaced the iconic Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin bears the dignified profile of Thomas Jefferson, America's third president and the author of the Declaration of Independence, on the obverse. The reverse depicts Monticello, Jefferson's stately Virginia home, a symbol of intellect, enlightenment, and architectural grace. By the time the 1989 D issue was minted, the Jefferson Nickel had already been in continuous production for over 50 years, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. The D mint mark beneath Monticello denotes that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, a facility famous for its precision and quality control. Denver's coins are often distinguished by their clean, sharp strikes, and the 1989 D nickel is no exception. Though minted in the millions, not every specimen was perfect. Some bore subtle errors, die cracks, off-center strikes, or doubling the inscriptions that transformed a small piece of currency into a rare collectible worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. For those with sharp eye, a seemingly ordinary 1989 D nickel could hold the potential of a hidden treasure. The composition of this coin, 75% copper and 25% nickel, might seem straightforward, but the 1989 D nickel has inspired rumors of an even rarer composition, a handful of coins that shimmer with silver-like brilliance, possibly due to experimental planchets or plating errors. These accidental variations, if authentic, would be worth a fortune. In numismatic circles, stories persist of collectors discovering 1989 D nickels with unusual weight or color tones, leading to speculation that a small batch may have been struck on incorrect metallic blanks intended for other denominations. If such coins exist, they would indeed be worth unimaginable sums in today's market. Beyond its metal and minting quirks, the 1989 D. Jefferson Nickel represents a moment of transition in American history. The 1980s were a time of economic growth, shifting culture, and renewed national pride. The Denver Mint was producing billions of coins each year to meet the demands of a thriving economy. The 1989 D. Nickel thus captures the spirit of its time, a symbol of stability amid change, a piece of a booming nation moving confidently toward a new century. For collectors, that historical context adds emotional weight to the coin's allure, transforming it from mere money into a relic of an era. But what makes this coin truly captivating is the possibility that it could transform one's fortune overnight. A single high-grade uncirculated 1989 D. Nickel with full steps on Monticello, meaning every step on the building is sharply defined, can command staggering prices in the collector's market. These full steps nickels are the crown jewels of the Jefferson series, representing perfect strikes and flawless preservation. Because the steps are often the first part of the design to fade during striking, finding a coin where they are fully visible is rare and valuable. Some of these pristine specimens have sold for thousands of dollars, proving that even the most common-looking coins can hide extraordinary worth. Over the years, many 1989 D. Nickels have developed unique toning, with subtle hues of gold, blue, or violet emerging as the metal reacts with the air. These naturally toned coins are prized by collectors not just for their rarity, but for their beauty, each one a miniature work of art created by time itself. Some carry a silvery glow so brilliant that they appear almost like proof coins, further fueling the myths of hidden silver content within the 1989 D issue. Whether or not silver truly lurks beneath the surface, these coins certainly sparkle with value and mystery. What sets this coin apart from earlier and later nickels is the balance it strikes between tradition and modern minting. It still carries a timeless slag design, yet was created using updated dies and presses that produce cleaner, more detailed results. The Denver Mint in 1989 was experimenting with improving die life and refining striking pressures, and those advances show in the sharp, elegant details of this issue. For collectors who appreciate both artistry and precision, the 1989 D. Nickel offers the best of both worlds, a modern coin with classic soul. The coin's connection to Jefferson himself deepens its appeal. Jefferson was not only a president, but also a philosopher, scientist, and architect. His home, Monticello, symbolizes vision of balance between reason and beauty, progress and preservation. The 1989 D. Nickel, though struck more than a century after his death, continues to carry that symbolism in metal form. It's as if each coin is a silent ambassador of Jefferson's ideals, a reminder of the enduring American pursuit of knowledge, freedom, and innovation. In the modern coin market, the 1989 D. Jefferson Nickel has become increasingly sought after by those who recognize its potential. While millions exist, few remain in the untouched, mint-state perfection that collectors crave. As high-grade examples become scarcer, prices rise and interest follows. A generation ago, few would have imagined that a 5-cent piece from 1989 could one day be worth hundreds, or that a flawless example could command even higher figures at auction. Yet, that is the magic of numismatics. Value born from rarity, history, and a human desire to discover something extraordinary in the ordinary. The myth of the silver 1989 D. Nickel adds one final layer of intrigue. Whether fact or fiction, it captures the imagination of collectors everywhere. Perhaps it was an accidental minting experiment, perhaps a trick of light and toning, but the legend endures. And like all great coin stories, it fuels the dream that somewhere, in a forgotten jar or old wallet, lies a coin so rare and valuable it could change a person's life forever. In the end, the 1989 D. Jefferson Nickel is far more than a mere coin. It is a vessel of history, a testament to craftsmanship, and a symbol of hope. Its modest face hides a potential for unimaginable worth. Its humble denomination belies the grandeur of its story. If you find one gleaming among your change, think twice before spending it, for you might just be holding a fortune in your hand, a tiny piece of American legacy that could make your destiny shine as brightly as the nickel itself. Thank you so much for watching this video.